Hi, my name is Colin Maslar. I am studying visual art as painting and illustration. My minors is entrepreneurship and psychology. Right now, in this video, I'm going to share of the stories about the entrepreneur, and I'm going to share who is the most entrepreneur. I'm going to talk about the Walt Disney because I think I chose him that he was the biggest of influential innovators and entrepreneurs in the mid-20th century. Walt Disney went from sketchy rabbit to running a multi-billion-dollar empire. What an amazing about him starting of his own business, starting his own shows, and I think I love to learn about him because there was so many great stories. One of his amazing thoughts about how he started to building his business, how he started to build one of his entrepreneur. So I'm going to share a little bit more about him. Walt Disney is famous for creating one of the most recognized of his brands and around the world. And Disney, but we know what's about the man behind the Magic Kingdom. But now imagine about hundreds of animation cartoons, countless features, films, and endless toys that bear his names. So I think this quote will tell us about how's he been starting. I think this is how he's starting off his podcast, from the top to starting, from a bottom starting to grow from the top like a diagram going up. I think he started really good progress, early age. He's thinking himself he wanted to be an animator to build one of his shows in the back in early 1920s or 30s, and he wanted to build his as an animator, and I think it was a really good story. I want to share about this. Disney has decided to move to California. That's why he began working with his brother Roy, and will handle the creative aspects of the partnership. And while Roy was to focus on the business and financial, and while they were working together, and Walt has so many stories, so many thoughts, and so many creative. He make so many good things by what he learned about how he started small business, how he started creating some of the small videos, how he started using technology, how he started the skills of art to build the shows, and what he learned about building the business by between from other people or between from other business. There is so many crash about how the United States have been crashing about other business. So many the stock markets have, but Walt Disney make it more challenge to able to build to higher the goal. He wanted to play around to make it more goals and more plans of his life. So he wanted to build more films, more animation, more characters so that he wanted to entertain the people who can watch him, what he made. And I believe that there was one of the quotes is really cool that he said, Disney believed the future of the company was a future named films, and he released one of the movie called The Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in 1937. It was the very first the future-length animated movies to be produced as a Technicolor and cost nearly $1.5 million to make an unheard amount of Depression-era America. That's a really cool thought. But right before this movie, The Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, early he made one of the smallest show called Oswald the Rabbit. And he started to build that business, or started to build that small show, until he started making bigger of the more and more character. So he preferred to change it a Mickey Mouse. So Mickey Mouse has so many characters comes where there's 3 characters where Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy are the original of the shows. And he started a short films. They made this really cool short film, and right now they're very iconic shows and very famous that Walt Disney made it really good. And I think what his plan was to build one of his animation, one of his company, how he started from making and shows and movies. Those are part of his goal. That's his first goal. And he made more than one short film. He made a few movies that were the most iconic from now, like a Bumpy, the Cinderella. There was some other movies that he wanted to make those movies to be popular, so the people will. So he wanted to make the people entertainment to the other people to look at it, how cool is this, how hard is this, or how challenging what they done it before. And I think this is a really good story about the animation. So the next part he made another growth is building a big park, which is in California, in Anaheim. I think that was the greatest thought about why you wanted to build a great park, why you want to build an amusement park, why you want to build that park. But I think his goal was to build a better business. You want to grow more money so that it will increase, so that the people can look at it oh, this is a really cool amusement park. And I think that amusement park will help people to entertainment, will help people more attendance, people can come. So literally so many funny things. So he made it amusement park. He put down his name a Disneyland, and it's basically because it's his own name, and that's his own empire. You just made it right away. It's okay. And then he made another goal again. He wanted to build a bigger amusement park, which is a Disney World. He made another amusement park, which is Florida, which is the biggest thing I ever heard. And that was the greatest story, how he started from a Disneyland small pieces until he wanted to make it another bigger pieces. I think what in his mind, he had a dream, he had a vision, he had goals that where he wanted to start building that project to become the better and to become the greatest. He made himself the greatest popular, or he made the best person, entrepreneur. And I think that will help us to understand him. I'm going to give you some advice about Walt Disney. If you go on the show, there's a entertainment app, or Disney. There's there's an app show called the Disney Plus. It's basically they have a documentary about Walt Disney, how he built one of his business, or how he grew one of his passion, what is his career. I think those will help you to understand how did ammunition grow, how did the amusement park grow, how did the other business grow. There were so many things and what he done, and after he finished, after he passed away, the CEO of the Disney, they make it a bigger every year to try to bring the people to come attention of this company. I think that's like the greatest thought about this. And I think the entrepreneur will help us about his things, about how the people create it, and why his empire to stay higher than everyone else. Like house is the best thing ever had. I think the most inspiration for me is what I learned from him is to take a step, learn the goal what he wants, or learn the goal what your dream is about it, what your business is going to be like. I think those are part of the reason is to build your own entrepreneur, to build your own business. I think this is going to be a greatest experience to learn from him. I recommend you to go listen to some more story from Walt Disney from Disney Plus. There has so many documentaries there. It's very good, and I think they have really good documentary stories about the Disneyland and Disney World, how they build it, make it better things. And I want to say thank you for watching the video, and have a good one.